Hey there, Rob from The Master Switch here. We've just published the ultimate guide to subwoofers on our website, themasterswitch.com, breaking down everything you need to know about buying, placing, and setting up subwoofers to get the best possible sound out of them. Go check it out. The link is in the description. But what I thought I'd do in this video is just break down a couple of the key points you need to know, just the basic things to really get the best out of your subwoofer. Now, to help me out, I got this bad boy. This is a VIZIO subwoofer that I am currently testing. It came with one of their excellent soundbars. I would have loved to have done this video with something like the SVS PB16 Ultra, which is an enormous sub with fantastic sound that I was testing a couple of months ago. Had to send that one back, but don't worry, for my purposes today, this will do just fine. First things first, you need to understand a couple of concepts. You need to understand passive and active subwoofers and ported and sealed subwoofers. Don't worry, this isn't complicated. A passive subwoofer is a sub that uses an external amplifier. These are quite rare. An active subwoofer has an amplifier in it, like this one. All you have to do is plug it straight into the wall and it will power on, no problem, and start working straight away. You obviously have to connect it to your sound source with an RCA cable, but in some cases, like this one, the subwoofer will be wireless. Active subwoofers are far more common and they're very, very easy to use. Second thing you need to know the difference to, and I'm going to flip this around so you can see, is the difference between ported and sealed. Ported simply means there's a hole in the damn thing. Sealed means there isn't. A sealed subwoofer has less volume but tighter sound. It's a little bit more controlled. A ported subwoofer will give you deeper and louder bass, but you won't get quite as much clarity. This is more a kind of a personal choice thing. I quite like ported subwoofers. I really enjoy this. I think the bass is spectacular, and I'll expound about this a little bit more in a month or so when I actually write the review of this thing and film the video. But generally, as I said, this is down to personal choice. The second big thing you need to know about is placing the subwoofer. This is absolutely key, and it's one of the basic things that people get wrong when they're trying to get decent sound out of the subwoofer. There are a couple of classic options. Firstly, you can place it underneath your TV or just to the left and right of it, directly in front of your listening position. This is good if you've got a subwoofer that's front firing, which means the big driver that pushes out the bass is on the front. This is a down firing subwoofer. Check it out. There's your driver, and that means it fires downwards into the ground. And if you've got a subwoofer like that, although you can place it in front of your TV, it's far more common to place it in the corner of the room, a little bit away from the wall. In general, that will help you spread the sound a bit more and things will be a bit more even. You can also place it at the side of your room. So if I'm sitting here, you would place the subwoofer roughly in the direction of where the camera is towards the wall. It's a little bit imprecise, I know, but don't worry, it's not difficult to figure out. You're going to get pretty good sound no matter where you put the subwoofer. It's just a case of really fine-tuning it. Now, there is a very cool trick that you can use to really fine-tune where your subwoofer placement is, and that is the Subwoofer Crawl. Anybody who messes around with subwoofers will have done this at one point or another. You would put the subwoofer in your listening position, which is useful with this thing because it's quite light and small, but can be a bit of a challenge when you've got a bigger subwoofer. But anyway, let's say you can do it. You put the subwoofer on the couch in your listening position, turn it on, get it playing something with lots of bass heavy content. A track from Skrillex or something like that would be perfect because it's got a lot of low end content. Then you're going to get down on the floor and you're going to crawl around. You're going to stop in various places around the room and you're going to see where the bass sounds best. You're going to see where you enjoy it the most, and that's where you place your subwoofer. It's not super precise, it doesn't work with all rooms, but I'd say that if you can put your subwoofer in your listening position, it's something you need to do. Okay, third thing you need to know, setting the crossover. Basically, the crossover works like this. If you've got a set of other speakers, which I assume you have because you wouldn't just have a subwoofer, those speakers will be able to generate sound at certain frequencies, and they'll only be able to go so low. They might be able to only go down to about 100 Hertz before they stop being able to generate audio in those frequencies. That point, the 100 Hertz, is called the roll-off, and you need to set your subwoofer's crossover so that it starts playing sound at that point. You can usually do this if you've got an AV receiver using the receiver's on-screen setup. It's very easy, and if you need to figure out where your existing speakers roll off, all you need to do is check their specs, check their frequency range, and see what the lowest number is. That will tell you roughly how far low they can go down before they start needing a subwoofer to fill in the gaps. So, hopefully this little video has given you a bit of a taste about the kind of things you need to know to buy and set up a subwoofer so you're getting really good sound out of it. Quick recap, it's passive and active and ported and sealed, the Subwoofer Crawl, and setting the crossover. If you do nothing else but these three things, you will get relatively good sound out of your subwoofer. And like I said, if you want a more detailed explanation, link is in the description. My name is Rob, this is The Master Switch, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.